ago, they were all but extinct. Years of lack of success and the resultant apathy had brought them to their knees. They've not only survived, but are one of the few clubs presently bringing a touch of welcome optimism to these depressing days. Tony Gubber reports.
Chairman Don Robinson conducts the applause of the biggest 4th Division crowd of the season, 14,252, in a ground that 12 months ago was on the brink of closure. The secret of Hull Tigers' escape from the hands of the official receiver lies in the generosity of a creditor who allowed a £750 million debt to be wiped off the books by being converted into a 20-year loan and non-voting shares, and by the arrival from Scarborough of the former non-league management team of Colin Appleton and his chairman Don Robinson, who feels the colossal Humber Bridge, half lost on a misty morning, has proved Hull's most gigantic asset.
The Humber Bridge has made a fantastic difference to our catchment area. I reckon we've got a catchment area now on both sides of over 1 million people. It takes 20 minutes to cross over, and we're getting 1,000 from the other side for every home game. And I reckon today we're going to get 3,000 or 4,000 people coming over from that side. It's fantastic.
What lesson do you think there is for other struggling clubs to learn, though, Don, from looking at what Hull have achieved?
Any struggling club, well, really you've got to run the clubs as a business. Football is a business, and it must be run as a business. You don't let yourself get heavily into debt. Crikey, if you're going to get heavily into debt, this is where we want to be jumping off the Humber Bridge, because there's no way I would ever want to let Hull City get like that again. In fact, there's no way it will. We've got money in the bank at the moment, and that's the way we intend to keep it, and we're going to run it as a business.
Behind the semi-detached suburbia of the club offices at number 101 Boothferry Road, just below the club floodlights, is the shell of the new superstore that raised £350,000 to pay off all the trade creditors. The threatened financial millstone of a cantilever stand on top of the store has now been scrapped in favour of a Hollywood-type bowl where pop groups will be able to stage Humberside concerts. A year ago, the Tigers were bankrupt, owing more than £1 million. But now the commercial acumen of its new management team has thrust the club back into the public eye. This club's song is about to be recorded. Fans can show their support by buying the club's own brand of Tiger Cola. The whole team chasing promotion is basically unchanged from a year ago. Only Peter Skipper, a £9,000 buy from Darlington, and Billy Askew, who came free from Middlesbrough, being added to the players who had to take a wage cut to keep the club going.
I think it's about 20% of my wages, which when you're a married man and you've got 2 children, it causes a few problems. But like I say, my wife rallied around me and gave me a lot of support, and we managed it all right, and I think it's paying off, you know, to be back at the top of the league and be successful again. It's a marvellous feeling.
This trainload of supporters arriving at the club's own station meant more than just vocal support for Hull yesterday. A new bonus scheme attached to the day's attendance means the players' wages have now incredibly climbed back to where they were. Every 1,000th fan being welcomed by Don Robinson meant extra money in the players' pay packets. And the local derby against promotion rivals Scunthorpe from just across that Humber Bridge was always going to be a financial success for everyone. With debts effectively erased, there's now money in the till at Hull. Don Robinson made his money in the leisure industry, and his feel for the public has made him popular.
Well, it's been a great revival here. Well, it's great. Terrific. Thanks to Mr. Robinson behind you there. He's doing really well. We're all proud of him.
It's great. It's really good. It's now the top of the league, like, a lot of support's come back from rugby. And originally that's why I went to rugby, because football was dying, really. But now Don's brought it back. Magic. You look around, you know, it's great. It's brilliant. Champions this year. Division 3 next year. Magic. Yeah.
The only thing is we've got to do it every week, haven't we? Or every other week. But I mean, this is what we've looked towards, and the whole public have looked towards this for many years. Very pleased to be able to do it for them.
Hull have been unbeaten at home this season, and their points total of 61 before yesterday was only bettered in the league by Liverpool's 62. And they began against Scunthorpe like real Tigers. Number 7, Brian Marwood, almost adding to his 12 goals, forcing a good save from Joe Neenan. Number 8, B.B. McLaren, set up another Hull attack from which he almost scored, but the final shot just too high. It was the visitors Scunthorpe, though, in blue, who scored first just before half-time. A spectacular long-range shot from Dennis Lehman, deflected in. The replay clearly shows the ball deflected off number 3 Askew, although the keeper Tony Norman did get a finger to it. But this was a day when football's crowd shouted out a warning to the big Humberside rivals Rugby League. Just a few miles up the road, Hull rugby team were playing a cup tie in front of 12,189 fans. That was 2,000 less than football's attendance. In the second half, only a great save by Norman from Baines's header prevented the big number 5 from making it 2-0 to Scunthorpe. Just 6 minutes from time, though, Hull kept their unbeaten home record alive with a late equaliser. Number 10, Les Muttry, did the spade work. Brian Marwood scored his 13th goal of the season. That 1-1 draw would see Hull knocked off the top of Division 4, but with Scunthorpe still very much promotion candidates. And after the match, the Scunthorpe manager, Alan Clark, and his chairman joined Appleton and Robinson in an ambitious toast.
We give him everything. And then he's wanting drinks. He's wanting a line as well. Nice to meet you. Cheers. Cheers, fellas. We'll see you on the Humber Bridge with the champagne when we both go up. Cheers, all right.
Well, it's good to see those smiling faces at Hull.